If you are a founder, an entrepreneur, a speaker, or a performer who has felt called to your purpose through some level of pain, then this video is for you. Yes, turning your pain into purpose is an incredible way to build meaning and even build a business from, but it can also keep you bonded to suffering. There are in fact 4 stages that you have to go through to successfully turn your pain into purpose and build a business that fully frees you and fulfills you. And most people, they never make it past stage 2 or 3. So in this video, I am going to show you which stage you are in, why your purpose can keep you in your pain, and how to free yourself from it without losing your drive and without losing your impact. Hi, I'm Jodie, a neuroconditioning specialist who uses neuroscience to train your brain for high performance so you can rewire reality for the results you most want. So let's start with stage 1, the wound, right? Most founders begin with some sort of pain. I've seen it hundreds of times coaching athletes, entrepreneurs, and artists, and there is some level of trauma that gets them started on their journey to success. Right? There is a problem they have had to face. There is a wound that they have had to experience, and it gives them meaning. It makes them see something or feel something that other people miss. And it can make them care deeply about something that they otherwise wouldn't. And then they feel called to act on it. That pain gets people activated. That pain gives them an edge. It gives them fuel. It makes them uniquely qualified to solve this particular problem. Right? Or it gives them this passionate drive. In fact, the word passion comes from the Latin word passio, which literally means to suffer. Alex Hormozi, he recently spoke about this on his podcast. He was having a conversation with Tony Robbins, and his philosophy was that success and suffering, they were connected. He even went as far as to say, when going after success, F happiness, find a goal worth suffering for. And it is a really common way to begin businesses, turning pain into purpose and purpose into profits, right? And here is the thing, that advice, it works. It is incredibly activating because essentially what it's saying is your suffering wasn't pointless. And it is what turns stage 1 into stage 2, the mission. This is where most people feel like they have arrived. The wound has pointed you towards a problem that needs solving. And you were able to find a solution. You were able to find a way through it. You were able to find a way to honor that pain. And you've made it meaningful because it's helped you create results for yourself, right? And now you can turn it into something that could be of service to other people. So that mission, it's given you a business idea, a cause, a message. It's given you the foundations of a movement. And suddenly, everything clicks. The pain that used to feel pointless now feels purposeful. You're building something from it. And at this stage, that pain, it is an incredible fuel source. It gives you the edge to care more, to fight more, to be more resilient. It gives you stamina to keep going when it feels hard. Right? It gives you this sense of urgency when others procrastinate. And this is how this kind of fuel, it can get you from A to B. It can power you. Because you can outwork other people, you can outcare other people, you can outlast other people, because you are not doing this for fun. You're doing this because you are driven by so much passion, by so much purpose, right? It's not a should, it is a must. But here is the trap. If you stay here, if you build your entire business, your brand, your identity around what hurt you, you will stay hurt. And I have seen this pattern hundreds of times. Hell, I have lived this pattern. Right? You build an incredible mission from your wounds. You create results. You build momentum. You help other people. You experience success. But underneath it all, you're still carrying the weight of the thing that started it in the first place. And at some point, that weight, it begins to slow everything down. The mission or the business, it doesn't necessarily collapse, but it doesn't expand either, right? Because unresolved pain, it doesn't preserve your calling. It actually starts taxing it. You feel responsible for everything. It becomes hard to rest because it feels unproductive. And there's this quiet fear that if you let go of your pain, you'll lose your edge, you'll lose your drive. And that fear, that is the trap. This is the danger zone. It is why so many entrepreneurs and high performers, they get stuck here. They do not make it past stage 2. Right? Because when somebody comes to believe that their pain is necessary for their purpose, then suffering no longer becomes something to be transcended. It becomes something to be preserved, right? You stay stuck in your suffering. Find a goal worth suffering for. That was Alex Hormozi's solution. But in response to Hormozi's F happiness solution, Tony Robbins said F suffering. Because if you stay here, it will break you, or at least it will never fulfill you. You're not meant to stay here. Pain is an incredibly powerful starting point, but it is a terrible long-term operating system. And founders, entrepreneurs, performers, speakers, they must be taught how to transition out of it, or they will build success that depends on them staying wounded, right? And if you stay here for too long, it leads to stage 3, the bottleneck, right? And this is what catches a lot of people out. Because what happens when you imagine success? This is what most people think. Once I get there, then I'll relax. Once it's working, then it'll feel easier. But when you get there, right, when you're successful, when you are making impact, when you are doing exactly what you said it was that you were going to do, at this level, if you haven't let it go, carrying the pain feels heavier than it used to, right? It does not propel you forward anymore. It begins to start holding you back. And what I see over and over again is that at this point, one of two things happen. You either hit a wall or you burn yourself out trying to push past it. And here is why. Because when you are using pain at this stage, you're running off survival energy, and it's a short-term fuel source. This kind of energy, it burns out, because the same adrenaline that once gave you an edge, that gave you drive, that gave you urgency, right, that gave you results, it starts costing you. You become inconsistent, you hit a wall, and you don't even know why. You're still doing the work, but the results, they're just not happening in the same way. Maybe you're not even motivated in the same way. Or maybe you're just tired of feeling tired, right? The very pain that got you here, it will become the thing that holds you back. And because this stage tires people out, it's where they most often get stuck. And if you want the edge and the drive at the next level, you have to change the fuel source, right? Because suffering can give birth to meaning, but meaning eventually has to become independent of suffering. Pain was never meant to be your business model. It was a bridge. And bridges, they are meant to be crossed. They are not meant to be lived on. There is a better way to create bigger impact. So the real work is not just, how do I turn my pain into purpose? The real work is, how do I let the pain complete its job so that I can lead from a different place? Which brings us to stage 4, the transition to clean energy. Stage 4 is where that wound, it stops being necessary. And it's not because the mission disappears, it's not because you've completed it, right? It's not because the ambition dies. If anything, the ambition is even bigger than when you started. But it's because the way you access power changes. The pain that once powered your purpose, it is no longer required. And a lot of people never make it to stage 4. And it's not because they're not capable, it's because their pain is so infused with their identity that they just don't know who they are without it. But hear me now, believe me later, healing the suffering is not betraying your purpose. It is graduating from it. You can still be ambitious. You can still execute. You can still build. Healing is not losing your edge. It is increasing your capacity. It is where peace and power, they coexist. It's at this level that you can handle scale without breaking. And this is what allows you to become sustainable. It's what keeps you in the game long enough to be able to build mastery and to build long-term success. So that's what I do. I help entrepreneurs, founders, leaders, speakers, and other performers switch fuel source. So as a neuroconditioning specialist, I help my clients move from effort to ease. And I don't mean ease in terms of their activity, I mean mental ease, so that you can tap into higher levels of creativity, of flow, and of execution. And so if you are wanting to scale, create greater impact, create greater legacy, and feel more freedom in the process, then click on the link below.